Welcome to the new summer season of Gap Talk Show, bringing you the latest news from the advanced packaging industry.
Be sure to subscribe to our newsletter or visit our website at globaladvancedpackaging.net.
So, Jillian, good. Hello, nice to see you again today. How are things over in Phoenix?
Hot, really hot.
They're not as hot as here. I think we're at 35 today, degrees centigrade, which is like, it's well up into the 90s.
Okay, okay.
But there you go.
That's very hot for the UK.
It's really hot, but there we go. Anyway, big story this week, huge story, is from the people we keep talking about, TSMC. It looks like they are one step closer to actually breaking the sub-1 nanometer barrier, according to a recent article published in Nature magazine. The article centers around high transconductance molybdenum disulfide top gate transistors using an epitaxial interface. This creates an ultra clean aluminum, I'm going to say aluminum because you're American, oxide layer on the molybdenum disulfide, enabling stronger gate control with minimal mobility degradation. The trouble has always been previously is getting all these things to align at the same time without getting degradation. But this research clears the way for sub-1 nanometer chips, and that is absolutely massive. So that was my bit. What's happening at your end?
So moving on to some of our top stories from this past week. SK Hynix just made a big facilities announcement where they approved around 38 billion US dollars to build two brand new fabs in South Korea. The first one is their Y2 facility, and their second one is their M17 facility. So in total, they're allocating about 25 billion to their Y2 fab for expanding HBM and DRAM capabilities, and then they're aiming to break ground on that in around mid 2027, with their clean rooms expected to open in 2029. And then at the same time, M17 will get around 13 billion to scale enterprise solid state devices and key value cache NAND storage for AI inference. And this is going to be a big theme in this episode. Moving from AI training to AI inference is where we're going in this industry. And they plan to break ground on that early next year.
Right, yeah. Looking at the big picture, this shows how critical memory is for improving AI performance. By building out these fabs, SK Hynix is locking down the capacity they need to prevent memory supply chain constraints from slowing down the growth of AI. And one thing I do want to mention is, of course, the business model that both SK Hynix and Micron are following has changed completely, so that they are protected essentially from the peaks and troughs that you used to get in the memory business. Although the way it's looking right now, there's not going to be a trough for quite some time.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, and then also when you look at the scale of this investment, it also reinforces the seriousness of the memory wall right now. So if you can't package memory directly alongside the XPUs and all of that compute power just goes to waste, which we can't have.
Yeah. Onto innovation had some big investment news this week, I believe.
Yeah, Onto completed a $720 million acquisition. They got a minority stake of a company called Rigaku, which is a Japanese company that offers X-ray and analytical instruments and non-destructive testing technologies.
Okay, so this acquisition is great from a quality control and process management standpoint. Pairing Onto's optical inspection and defect analysis systems with Rigaku's X-ray capabilities can add a lot more visibility into the fabrication process. With all of the technology advances required by AI, metrology and failure analysis is more important and more complicated than ever.
Yeah, and this is a big theme that we've been seeing across the industry for a while now. And as these interconnects are scaling down to the submicron level, or the sub-nanometer level, sorry, traditional metrology can't always get deep enough. And I think this acquisition helps better position Onto as a leader for yield management in advanced packaging, because this is a field at the end of the day where a single tiny, tiny defect can completely destroy an AI package that costs several $1,000s.
Yeah, okay. Moving on, AMD entered into an agreement to acquire a Canadian AI chip startup called Taalas, which was founded back in 2023.
So Taalas basically pioneered an architecture that bakes AI model algorithms into the physical chip design, which is super interesting. I definitely need to read more about that. But AMD plans to integrate that technology into their broader accelerator roadmap. And their goal is to pair model specific hardware alongside their Instinct GPUs and other software platforms.
Right, okay. I mean, the AI industry is shifting its main focus from training AI models to actually running them at massive scale. And running them takes a ton of energy and memory, which gets really expensive. But by buying Thales, AMD is aggressively expanding beyond standard GPUs.
Yep, and by combining these chips with advanced packaging, that'll help AMD run these really heavy, really repetitive AI tasks for a fraction of the cost and power. So that directly is challenging NVIDIA's dominance in the AI inference market.
Okay. ASM Research hit a major milestone for panel level packaging, which is getting ever more popular, securing its first production and evaluation orders for its Ultra ECP AP-P horizontal panel level electroplating tool. That is quite a mouthful.
Yes, yes, it is. But this is a pretty big commercial validation. They received a production order for a 510 by 515 millimeter system, which is scheduled for delivery in early 2027, alongside an evaluation order for a 310 by 310 system targeting delivery for Q4 of this year.
Right, okay. Panel level packaging, of course, is quickly becoming essential to keep up with AI demands.
Yep, and as AI chips and memory stacks get bigger, these standard round 300 millimeter wafers, they're running out of room, and there's a ton of wasted space around the edges. So processing on rectangular panels can significantly increase throughput, which
Right,
is where the industry is moving now.
yeah.
And in other tool news, Veeco also announced that they received an order for their Lumina Plus MOCVD system to fabricate indium phosphide lasers for optical transceivers. And as we know, traditional copper wires are hitting thermal and bandwidth walls when it comes to moving data between AI servers. So indium phosphide lasers are a big enabler of co-packaged optics, and equipment scaling is another important piece of the puzzle as we move into this next phase of AI growth and development.
Yeah. So, wrapping up with some of the regional expansion news, Koh Young announced they will be showcasing their smart AI inspection ecosystem at Productronica India next month. The company's also opening a new branch office in Noida, India as well. And just this morning, they announced that they are doubling the size of their production capacity in Korea because they're
Oh, wow.
anticipating such a strong demand for inspection equipment going forward.
Makes sense.
Yeah, so that's it for this week. If you like this podcast, please like and subscribe on YouTube, and remember to share it with your friends in the industry.
You can watch or listen to this episode and our future podcasts on YouTube, LinkedIn, Meta, X, and all your normal podcast locations like Apple and Spotify.
That's great. And that's it for this week. So goodbye from me, and goodbye from
Me. Goodbye.